Are we live? Okay, looks like we are live. Greetings to all our followers of Darkness, Shadows, Scavengers, and Villain Aficionados. It is me, c'est moi, Lord of Shadows, and it's time for another Shadow Council episode. Of course, the Shadow Council will never be complete without my favorite Shadow Council members, which is this bastard right here, TK, should I say, the lucky bastard, here with me once again. Welcome to Shadow Council episode 38. I still cannot believe that we went so far. And this time, it's about a very special topic that I was waiting for a very, very long time to discuss it. Of course, TK, not being familiar with this particular franchise, he decided to sacrifice his knowledge to basically to be filled up again like a whole barrel of brand new but old wine. It doesn't make any sense what I just said, but anyway, it yeah.
Did you say a whole barrel of old wine?
I said no. I first say brand new, then old. Well, you know,
Okay.
like a mixture of like a brand new and an old one. It basically to create something, out of it, like a Frankenstein wine or something. I see you're squeaking out of joy.
Yeah. I'm sorry. That's my dog. That's my dog. I have to have him with me.
Okay. I just hope that he will not be, how can I put this, loud during our little conversations. Okay. Without any further ado, guys, I know we already went off the topic, like just directly from the intro. So without any further ado, this today's episode, whoa, it's about none other than one of my top favorite franchises of all
Mephisto.
time. No, I'm sorry. Today is your unlucky day. It's not Mephisto. No, it is none other than one of my top favorite video games franchises of all time, Crash Bandicoot. Oh man, like the topic I want to discuss with you guys on the Shadow Council for a very, very long time. And out of all of them, I'm thankful that you decided to basically sacrifice your head to be filled up again, basically. Now, of course, of you being not, I mean, how much are you familiar with the franchise in general?
I'm not too familiar with it, other than he looks like a drunk hedgehog.
Well, actually, as a matter of fact, there is a species in Australia that actually was named Bandicoot after this character from the game.
Really?
I'm not kidding you. I mean, you can type Bandicoot and you will see what type of creature this is, But basically, it was named out of this character of the video game franchise. You know what, ladies and gentlemen, before we go further, we're just going to wait for him to type the picture so he can see it by himself. And then after that, he will give me the signal and we will just continue. As always. Yeah, it's a very cute little bugger.
That's interesting. Wow.
Yeah. Of course, they don't look nothing alike, but yeah, cute little bugger. So, shall we proceed with the traditional intro and everything?
Yes.
Although the intro we already did, but still, it's nice to say it. Yeah. Anyway, to kind of basically bring you up to date, as I like to call it, where it all started. Well, basically, Crash Bandicoot existed ever since 1996. It was developed by the video game studio, I believe you're familiar with, Naughty Dog.
Mm-hmm.
Basically by four people: Andy Gavin, Jason Rubin, Charles Zimbalist, I think. I always butcher his last name, and Joe Pearson. Basically, those four guys are the people that basically I would bless every day. The ones who are behind the creation of Crash Bandicoot and the overall world. They left behind such an amazing legacy. But overall, it was invented in 1996 by Naughty Dog, by these four people, and of course, with the release of the very first Crash Bandicoot game, which of course, it was for PlayStation, of course, so the very beginning of the PlayStation Stone Age, basically. And ever since then, they had multiple different games, each one better than the other. Some of them more, some of them less, in my personal opinion. And not to mention, like this franchise has changed so many developers over the years. I mean, like it was first owned by Naughty Dog from I think it was like 96 till 99. And then Traveler's Tales had it, then Vicarious Visions, Radical Entertainment, and then the last one was Toys for Bob. I don't know if any of those video game studios are familiar to you.
Not really.
But yeah, but basically, like throughout the years, like Crash Bandicoot, as you can see, like from this picture, like it had all sorts of games. Now, again, not every single game is on this picture, but basically the ones who are a little bit more known and chronologically, like of all the Crash Bandicoot games, like from PlayStation, like this game went through many different platforms, from like PlayStation to PlayStation 2, Game Boy, DS, through phone, PlayStation 4, and now 5. Like I'm telling you, like ever since Andy Gavin and the other three created this character, like I would say this, like it became a massive hit. I would say like it basically, for me personally, I will put it on the same table as like characters like Sly Cooper, Ratchet and Clank, Jack and Dexter, Spyro, even like Rayman. I don't know if any of those names actually ring a bell to you, but
Spyro, yeah, Spyro.
Yeah, I like to call them like video game table of kings, and Crash Bandicoot basically has a seat on that table for me because, like, man, like the very first time I played Crash Bandicoot game, it was literally Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped, as I like to call it, or should I say pronounce it. It was like basically to one of my friends' houses during my time in elementary school, and ever since I played that game, I literally fell in love with the character. And the overall, like the world and the boss fights and the types of levels and everything, it is just simply, I cannot describe it deeply enough, like how amazing this franchise for me at least is and everything. But again, I have to give all the thanks to the four people who created him in Naughty Dog. Like, I mean, have you ever played Uncharted?
No, but I've seen the movie.
Okay, yeah. So Uncharted, which is also another game, by the way, created by Naughty Dog, and like there's actually, like, in one of the Uncharted games, there is actually how can I put this? There is actually like I would say like a cameo scene, basically, in which like Uncharted, like the Nathan Drake is playing on the PlayStation, a video game, and which video game he's playing? The first Crash Bandicoot. Like, and I'm not talking like the remaster version. I'm talking like the original Crash Bandicoot game from 1996 on PlayStation 1. Which is, by the way, like a pop culture cameo, basically. Like it's so funny. Naughty Dog, like basically Naughty Dog putting another famous game inside their game. Like it's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. Yeah, but like, yeah. I mean, this kind of overall, kind of like a brief, I would say, origin of this, like, Crash Bandicoot, like video game franchise and everything. Like, but ever since then, I can tell you personally, I played all the games. The only one, like even though personally I'm a PlayStation player myself, I will, although to be honest, I played all the games. The only ones I will be honest, the only ones I never played are the ones who were released on Game Boy or Nintendo DS, because I never owned those platforms. Like, I mean, with the games itself, like for example, you had Crash Bandicoot Purple and Spyro Orange, which are kind of like a crossover game between Crash Bandicoot and Spyro. You also had Crash Bandicoot Grand Adventure, and also Crash Bandicoot 2 and Trance. Those were released like on the Game Boy platform. And I know these games through my other friends who had actually like actual Game Boys and everything. But the ones I played were on PlayStation. Yeah, I know I'm kind of yapping all this time, so I'm gonna give the microphone to you a bit.
Okay.
So, which is what I like to call a little bit of a Q&A time. So, first question, shoot.
Okay, so I actually didn't have this question down, but this is something I just thought of. So the games. So in each game, is there? I'm trying to think how to ask this.
Hey, go ahead. Use your mouth. That's the best way.
So in each game, is there like a? I'm trying to think if this makes sense. So is there an overarching story in each game, or like the levels or like the different parts of the game like more self-contained?
No, no. Each and every game has its story. Some of them have a more some like each and every game from the very beginning. They have their own story. Some of them do have an overarching story. Some of them have stories that are like less connected, like in the inside the actual game. Like because like some of the game like some of the like I said, some of the games do have a story, but some of the games they only give you enough story plot like elements to kind of make you understand, like, okay, what is this game all about, basically. Like for example, like for example, I would say out of all the Crash Bandicoot games, I would say the only games, some of them, not all of them, some of them that have like a kind of like a, I would say, I would call plot elements, are usually the Crash Bandicoot racing games. However, I will say this: the only Crash Bandicoot racing games they have like an actual story were, if I recall, Crash Team Racing and Crash Nitro Kart. Those are the only two they had like an actual story, plot, and everything. But others like Crash Bash and a few others, like they had like a little bit, like they had like a few elements and everything. But the majority of the games, also, yeah, not gonna lie, also Crash Tag Team Racing, which is also another Crash Bandicoot game, it does have like an actual story as well. So I would say the majority, yes, they do have like an overarching story, and some of them a little bit. But the majority, I would say definitely yes, they do have an overarching story.
Okay, so then my next question is, from game to game,
Mm-hmm.
what's the continuity like?
A bit clunky. Let me put it this way. So when Naughty Dog created the Crash Bandicoot games, like basically at first. By the way, I want to give you a fact. You know what was the inspiration for Andy Gavin and the others to create Crash Bandicoot?
Hmm.
The Looney Tunes.
You know what? I can kind of see that.
Yep, the Looney Tunes were inspiration to create Crash Bandicoot. So basically, while we're talking, just for
So
the fun
wait,
of it.
so the Looney Tunes were inspiration for Crash Bandicoot.
Yes, the overall, like the character designs, the style, the cartoonish humor. Like there's like, trust me, if you play the games, there's a lot of elements that kind of were taken out of the Looney Tunes and everything. But what was the question again?
The continuity from game to game.
Okay, so like I said, some of them. Okay, so I would say out of all the games, the biggest continuity they had, again, it's very clunky. Like for example, when Naughty Dog created the first Crash Bandicoot, I would call it Crash Bandicoot trilogy. When they did Crash Bandicoot, Crash Bandicoot 2, Cortex Strikes Back, and Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped, those three were well connected. I mean, there were some bits and pieces that were not part of the continuity, but the majority of the elements, they were connected. And then after that, some of them more, some of them less. Like after that, like the continuity basically was not it never played a big role in the other games. I would say so. Yeah, I mean the first three games, they were connected story wise, but everything else, not that much.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean the only connection after the first trilogy, the only connection I remember were basically between two games, which were Crash Bandicoot Wrath of Cortex and Crash to Insanity. Those are kind of like the only two other games that had like some sort of continuity, but everything else, not really.
Would you say I'm trying to think. Would you say the continuity style was? I'm trying to think of an example. Would you say
Um,
the continuity is better than, like, say, the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy? which is pretty poor continuity.
Oh my God, Billy Mandy. I haven't seen that in a long time. It's kind of. I mean, I would say this. It's kind of strange that we go from a video game franchise to this. Let's just. Uh, oh my God, where the hell did you went? Okay, I'll play a little game. The continuity when it comes to like between Crash Bandicoot and Bill and Mandy, yes, Crash Bandicoot has more continuity than Bill and Mandy.
Okay,
Although it's a very strange comparison.
I can kind of see looking at I can kind of see how they took inspiration from Looney Tunes.
I
And
mean, that's why I put this picture. All you need to do is to see the designs.
but what's weird is I think Looney Tunes then took inspiration back from Crash Bandicoot for Lunatics Unleashed.
Well, that's a different debate,
I don't
honestly.
know. I feel like there's a cycle there.
Because the thing is, all the characters are original characters that were created like from time to time, from Naughty Dog to or from Naughty Dog all the way to with the other developers. But like I said, the overall style of the designs, like I said, most of all the slapstick humor and everything, those are kind of like the elements that were taken as an inspiration from the Looney Tunes. Everything else is all inside the Crash Bandicoot world.
Okay, so let me just get this question out of the way then.
Sure.
Because this will probably be an easy question. I have an idea what the answer is going to be, but
Go ahead.
could Crash Bandicoot work as a live action movie?
Fuck no. 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 Fuck no. No, it can't. Like some people have made jokes and fan casting like it actually could, but no. Like some okay. Look, some of the characters, like for example, if you ask me, uh, if like for example, Jack and Dexter is a franchise that could work in live action. Now I don't know if you're familiar with those names.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so now if you ask me, can Jack and Dexter be live action? Now that franchise could have a possibility to be done in live action, although there's a lot of characters that would have used a lot of CGI, especially on Dexter. But Crash Bandicoot, definitely not. Crash Bandicoot's home. It will always be and always needs to be animation. It's the only way, 2D or 3D. Although I would much prefer 3D, honestly. But in general, no. The home for Crash Bandicoot, if you want to do like a movie or a TV show, it's only animation. Because because trust me, if you try to create Crash Bandicoot live action, believe me, there's a lot of stuff inside that you would have used CGI. I mean, the 90% of the characters are just CGI. Because there's a lot of characters besides the human characters, which are the mad scientists from Crash Bandicoot's Rogues Gallery. They could be done like with makeup, but everyone else CGI. So no.
Okay, I'm going to reverse the order of these next two questions, mainly because I know you and I know you'd want to start with this one. So, who are the? I'm going to simplify both these questions because if I ask you the broad versions, we'll be here all night. So, I'm going to ask you a more simplified version. So, who are the top 5 villains in the show? And then who's your favorite?
You mean in the video game?
Or in the video game? Who are the top 5 villains in the video game? And who's your favorite and least favorite?
Oh man! Well, Crash Bandicoot villains. Where would I start? Like top 5 in general, or you mean my top 5?
Your top 5.
Oh man! I mean, okay, this is gonna be a little. This is gonna be a bit like cheating or favoritism. but because like the majority of the villains I'm a big fan of are the basically the mad scientists from this like franchise. So let me see. I'm trying to like go through the entire rogues gallery. Well, number one is definitely entropy. Always was and always will be. Entropy. Okay, Dr. Neocortex. Let's see. That's two. Three to go. Let me see. Let me think. Usually those villains, people don't actually like them because like the way how they were used. But I always saw them as like pretty good villains, and they always had potential. So I'm gonna use. So I'm gonna check. So I'm gonna put on the list the evil twins from Crash Team Sanity. I know there's gonna be a lot of people who will shit on me for this. But trust me, if you have played the game, then you would understood why. Uh, that's three. Four. Oh man. Entrance. And number five, I will choose. Uh, oh, that's tough. It's a fight between like Uka Uka and Nina Cortex. You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna go with Uka Uka.
Now, is Uka Uka that big totem looking thing in the picture?
No, that's the Tikimon.
Oh.
Uka Uka is. Let me try to find him. Uh, just a second.
Oh, wait, is he
Uh,
the witch doctor looking one in the middle?
okay, you see down. You have two Tiki masks.
Yes.
One has like a green goatee, and there's one a little bit below him.
Yes.
Okay, the one below him with like the brown beard,
Yeah.
that's Uka Uka.
Okay.
Yeah. So and kind of also now I kind of give you the origin of like how it was created as a franchise. Now, would you like to hear the or like the origin inside the game?
Sure.
Okay, so basically, it's very simple. But basically, Crash Bandicoot is basically a failed experiment from the mad scientist called Dr. Neocortex, or fully called Dr. Neo Periwinkle Cortex, which is basically the mad scientist with a big yellow head at the bottom that has like an N on his
Okay.
forehead.
Yeah. I see him. Yeah.
Okay, that's Dr. Neocortex. He's the one who created Crash Bandicoot because his dream, which is basically the entire cutscene in the first Crash Bandicoot game, he wanted to create like an army of like mutant animals, basically as his henchmen. And Crash Bandicoot was like one of them, but it became a failed experiment. So Crash Bandicoot basically escaped Cortex Castle out the window, literally, and then basically after that, here come basically it started this like infinite fight between Crash Bandicoot and Cortex, which by the way, Dr. Neo Cortex, he is the kind of like the main villain of the Crash Bandicoot series. Like, I mean, basically, Dr. Neo Cortex and Crash are basically what Sonic and Dr. Eggman are.
Okay.
They're like arch nemesis, arch enemies. So like I said, it's very quick, very easy to follow, but that's kind of like the origin of the character.
Okay. Now, I'm curious, who is the purple mouse gorilla thing and who is the white polar bear?
Wait. Okay. Are Brown Gorilla? Are you asking me? Wait, are you asking me the brown one with like a metal hand?
No, he's purple. He's in the bottom or close to the bottom right side. No, left side.
Purple. Wait.
He has like really big muscles.
And do you see a metal hand?
No, he's right next to some kind of blue dog looking thing.
Oh, then that's gray. You mean wait? You mean the gray character like above the blue one, or you mean the one next to him?
Wait, is he
Like,
gray? I thought he was purple.
No, he's gray.
He has like a red like tank top on.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay, okay. By the way, it's not a gorilla.
Okay,
It's
so what is that creature? I can't tell.
okay. Get ready for the name. His name is Koala Kong.
Oh.
Yeah, Koala Kong, and he's one of Doctor Neocortex's creations.
Oh, I can
Now,
see the quad.
yeah.
Okay.
Now the blue dog, as you call them, the blue dog beneath them is Ripperoo.
Ripperoo.
Yeah, the crazy blue dog that has that jacket for crazy people.
And then what about the white polar bear?
Uh, the one, uh, the one near the baby tiger, or you mean the one with the captain hat?
The one with the captain hat.
Okay, that's another member of Crash Bandicoot's Rogues Gallery. He's known as the Bearminator.
I like that name.
Yeah, he's called the Bearminator, and he's basically a boss from like a multiplayer. Well, not exactly multiplayer, but it's kind of like you know the. Are you familiar with Mario Party game?
Yes.
Okay, so Crash Bandicoot that also possesses another video game that is kind of similar to that. It's called Crash Bash, and the Bearminator, which is basically a big polar bear in a submarine. He is like one of the bosses in Crash Bash.
Huh.
Yeah, yeah. Another thing that why I love the Crash Bandicoot games are the boss fights, which for me personally are one of the greatest boss fights ever created in a video game franchise.
Okay, so what's your favorite boss fight?
Oh, that's easy. Crash Bandicoot 3, Warped, when I'm fighting against Entropy. My
Okay.
favorite boss fight of all time.
Oh, I didn't notice this guy in the middle. Who's the bad-looking guy, the purple bad-looking guy right behind with the metal arm?
Oh, allow me to introduce you. That is Crash Bandicoot's older brother, Crunch Bandicoot.
Okay, now is he a bad guy or a good guy? Because he looked like a bad.
Uh, he first started as a bad guy in the game Crash Bandicoot Wrath of Cortex, but later on he became a good guy.
Okay, see, I kind of had a feeling with the metal arm you have to start as a bad guy.
Yeah, yeah. He kind of started. He kind of started as a bad guy, but and again, most of the characters are Doctor Neocortex's creations, and Crunch was one of them in the Wrath of Cortex video game. So yeah,
Hold that
first,
thought for 1 sec.
yeah, no problem at all.
Come here. You want a treat? Come here. Come here. Get a treat. You want a treat?
And now, while we wait, a word from our sponsor. Are you excited for some thrills? From some like real, like moral like excitement? Do you want to race other people, prove yourself to be the champion? Then come on down and enjoy a quiet, wonderful, crazy day in the motor world of Von Clutch. Wumpa fruits free of charge. Yeah. Oh yeah. End of commercials. Thirsty? Then come on down to the Bandicoot Bar on the Insane Islands. We have all kinds of Wumpa shakes made of fresh Wumpa fruits. 50% off. Here ends the commercials.
50% off. Don't give people stuff 50% off. We need to make a profit here.
Well, yeah, but the Bandicoot Bar is desperate. You know, they need to get some customers.
Well, yeah, good point. Good point.
Yeah, would you please excuse me now for a second? I'll be
Yes.
right back.
FRC, are you watching? I hope you are. And now, a word from Kitty Crispies. Full credit for this song goes to Full House. Folks, you're going to hear me sing. Do, 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 while I went to my cat the other day and asked him what he liked to eat. He said, I'm sick of that junk you're feeding me. How about a brand new treat? Bum-bum. He said, I'm sick of that junk you're feeding me. How about a brand new treat? Then I went to the... Yeah, okay. This is what happens when you leave me in... This is what happens when you leave me in charge. I start singing.
Oh, don't worry. I heard everything. Yeah, don't worry. Sorry, guys. Sorry for going off for a few seconds. It's just that we had some technical difficulties all the way from the door to the fridge. I mean, hey, what? Hey, shit happens. Yeah. But anyway, going back to the main topic, focus, TK, focus.
Yes.
Yeah.
I apologize about the singing, folks. That was bad.
It was cute. A bit creepy, but cute. Oh yeah. Anyway, so do you have any more questions?
Yes. What did I ask last? Oh, okay. So my last question was about who are the villains. So who are the top five? Who are your top 5 heroes?
That is a bit difficult, because they're not too many. Okay, because basically the main heroes of the story were always Crash, his sister Coco, Crunch, and Aku Aku. So
Wait.
that's 4.
Wait. Is Coco the blonde?
Yes, Coco
Wait,
is.
hold on. Stop for a sec. That's his sister?
Yep.
See, I thought that was his love interest.
Oh no, his love interest is a little bit higher.
Wait, is his love interest the one in the purple catsuit, like with the blonde hair?
It's the
Or not
blonde.
purple, blue.
No. It's the blonde one near the character with a Tommy gun.
The blonde one with pigtails? No, no, wait. I see which one you mean.
Okay, so you have a character with a Tommy gun, then on the right side.
Okay, I see which one you mean.
Yeah, you can briefly see her. You can barely see her, but like you can notice her with the blonde hair.
Honestly, that interests me now because I've seen a lot of Crash Bandicoot like merchandise figures and stuff, and the ones I've seen are Crash and his sister Coco. But
Yep.
I've never seen Crash's love interest done like in
Crash Bandicoot actually did had a love interest. Her name was Tawna Bandicoot, and she was kind of like one of the main characters in the first Crash Bandicoot game. I mean, she was basically kind of like in the first game. She was basically kind of like a damsel in distress type of role she had in the story, basically. And it's basically the blonde that you've seen next to the character with the Tommy gun. Do we have to go all over this again?
No.
Okay. Yeah. So she was actually Crash Bandicoot's girlfriend during the first game. But here are 2 facts. Okay. First and foremost, Tawna Bandicoot. Now I've tried to research this information onto many different sites and sources, and most of them actually confirm the rumors. Actually, I've heard like in the first few years when I started basically inside the Crash Bandicoot fandom. So basically, the story goes like this: that Tawna Bandicoot, his girlfriend, was based on, and I'm not kidding you, she was based on Pamela Anderson.
Huh.
Like that's basically how the story goes. She was based on Pamela Anderson, and she was the main character in the first game. And she was supposed to, as far as I understood correctly, she was supposed to continue being part of the franchise. But after the first game, she was cut off. I mean, okay. I mean, okay. Don't get me wrong. Like they used her a few times in the future. After the first game, they did use her, but like in the first trilogy, she was cut off and replaced with Coco Bandicoot, his sister. And here's the reason why: because people have actually had, because people, mostly parents, had complaints. Or should I say, they complained? Not they didn't have complaints. They complained that she was the Tawna Bandicoot's character. She was too. Let me put it this way: she was too hot. Let's put it that way. And that's why they removed her. And then after that, they brought Coco Bandicoot in the games.
A video game character being too hot.
That's like, I would try to I was trying to say it as grounded as possible. Yeah, I mean, like when you see the actual cartoonish like designs, when they draw them and everything, then you can make some comments. But in the games, especially the graphics they had back in 1996, I don't know how parents could have seen that.
I can't imagine it. Wow.
Yeah, and here's the crazy part: when they replaced Tawna Bandicoot with Coco, they never ever explained how did she basically enter the story.
Huh.
No, basically when you played the second game, it's like they basically did it in a way like, oh, everything's fine, no one will notice, which is basically the first cutscene after the Neocortex and his new scientist colleague / servant. Basically, you have this scene on the beach where Crash Bandicoot is like sleeping, and Coco is like next to him, and she's like, Crash, like, the battery's down. Please, could you get me a new one? The first time when I saw her, I was like, who the hell is she? Like the very first time when I played the original games and everything, like it's crazy. Like they introduced this new character, but they never explained where did she come from. Like I would say that's the only criticism I had in the original trilogy.
Huh. Okay, so going back to the heroes. So Crash, Coco, who's the one in the cat suit then? The blonde in the cat suit.
Wait. Are you going to the are you going to the four girls, like one blue, one blonde, one green, and one brown?
Yes.
Okay, those are as they call the trophy girls. They're basically kind of like major players in the Crash Team Racing game. The one with the blue hair, she's called Megumi. The one that is blonde, she's called Isabella. The green one, I think her name is Amy, and the brown one, I always keep forgetting. Just a second. I always keep forgetting their names. Just a second. Liz. Okay, Liz. So their names are Megumi, Isabella, Amy, and Liz. And they're basically the trophy girls, kind of like what, like those types of girls that, like, when you finish the race, they're kind of like presenting the finish line, and also like when they give you the trophies and everything.
Yeah,
that's why they're called the trophy girls.
Now, who's the girl with the pigtails in the middle? She looks like she might be a racer.
Wait. Blue hair.
No, blonde hair.
Blonde hair, pigtails. Ooh, just a second. I have to see the picture again. Oh, the one that is close to a robot.
Yes.
Okay, she's a character. She's like one of the major characters in the Crash Tag Team Racing video game. She's called Pasadena Opossum.
Oh, that's a possum.
Yes, she's called Pasadena Opossum, and she's a racer that works for a character known as Ebenezer von Clutch.
Huh.
Yeah, basically the Crash Tag Team Racing story is basically like the entire story happens to like an amusement park called Motor World by Von Clutch. You know, and again, it's kind of like a racing game slash open world type of like video game in a way. And Pasadena Possum, she's like one of the major players.
Okay, so getting off the subject a little bit because I see a couple more I'm interested in. So
No problem.
So in the bottom right corner, sort of bottom right side, there's an orange character who looks like really muscular, kind of looks like Crash a little bit. He's kind of by the purple guy.
You're talking. Um, wait. You mean the orange guy that kind of looks like a lion? Uh, that is like between the tiki mask and the guy with the clock.
Yes.
Okay, allow me to introduce you to one of the most infamous members of Crash Bandicoot's Rogues Gallery, Tiny Tiger.
Tiny. Okay. And
Yeah, his name is Tiny Tiger.
and what about the Crash Bandicoot looking thing that the big that the big guy's holding in his one hand?
Wait. That's Evil Crash.
Evil.
He's Evil Crash. He's a doppelganger from the 10th dimension, which is also one of the major elements story wise in the Crash to Insanity game.
Huh. And then I see the clock guy, and then there's another guy with a clock for a hand in the bottom right corner.
Okay, so the tall one with the blue face. Allow me to introduce you to my favorite villain and my favorite Crash Bandicoot character, Doctor Nefarious Troopy, or Entropy for short. And the one that has a pink egg for a head, his name is Entrance.
Entrance. So I'm guessing he can hypnotize people.
Yep, he's a master hypnotizer, and he comes from what was the dimension? Fourth or sixth or something.
I'm guessing the blue-faced guy is like a time traveler person.
Yeah, he's a scientist. Basically, please, would you please allow me to quote this character?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Because like when it comes to like saying his quotes, it brings me so much joy saying his quotes. Yeah, so this is basically the introduction to his character in Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped. Okay, so be ready. So basically, he comes on and he says, "Well, haven't we gotten far for a pair of fuzzy marsupials? I'm Dr. Nefarious Troopy, master of time and the creator of the very time twister machine you see before you. Uka Uka and Dr. Cortex have sent me to end this little charade, so you won't be leaving my area with the crystals. I swear it." So yeah,
Okay,
you're right. He's a time traveler.
Huh.
Every time when people ask me about entropy, every single time I always quote his introduction.
Oh, I didn't see his legs there. Okay. I think it was just like a floating head with like the clock body. Okay.
No.
Huh. Okay, so probably a dumb question. Okay, so I'm going to ask you, but this is going to be one I don't know if you could answer, but I'm curious to see your response. So, omitting Crash, who's your favorite hero?
You mean Crash Bandicoot aside?
Yes.
Oh, that's easy. That's absolutely easy. his sister Coco.
Okay. Omitting the time traveling guy, who's your favorite villain?
Besides him,
Yeah.
well, I have to go with his arch enemy, Doctor Neocortex.
Why does Dr. Neo Cortex look like Draken to me? I don't know. He's giving me Draken
Well,
vibes.
I will say this: his personality, in a way, it's very similar to Doctor Draken. It's very
Actually,
similar.
he's giving me like if Draken and Crocker like hooked up and had a kid,
Oh, jeez. Oh, God.
he kind of looks like who would pop out.
Oh, I don't want to think about that.
He kind of looks like he kind of looks like he'd do Draken's evil laugh, but then like Crocker's evil fairies.
I really don't want to think about that.
I just I just put a disturbing image in your head.
Yep, but thankfully he has actual parents and grandparents. So thankfully, you cannot create these mutations of yours.
No, actually, wait. I have another one to add to that. He looks like if Draken, Doofenshmirtz, and Crocker had a kid.
How the fuck can you make a threesome and create that?
Well, the only reason I say Doof is because of the white coat.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. But please don't give me rotten images in my head.
He does look like a mixture of the three of them to me for some reason. I don't know why.
I mean, Doctor Neocortex. When you see just him, he's basically the typical image of like a cartoonish mad scientist. Like from the character, the personality, the laugh, everything.
Was he the one that was featured? No, he's not. And I was just thinking about okay. Huh.
Mm-hmm.
You know who else he kind of looks like? Like not like cartoon character, but like who he kind of reminds me of, like if he were live action.
Go ahead.
He looks like a young Tim Curry.
Oh yeah, but for live action, they would have made him way short. Because like he is because like as a cartoon character, he's small.
I probably should ask his. So the three baby animals by Coco, who are they?
Uh, Pura and Polar.
And then I also see a green one.
Wait. Ah, you're seeing Rex.
Okay,
The
I'm gonna guess Rex is. Rex could be anything. I'm gonna guess it's a dinosaur.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah, he is a dinosaur, and he makes an official appearance in the Crash Bandicoot Free Warped game, because there are actually a few levels. Because since Crash Bandicoot Free Warped, it is centered around time travel. So there are a few levels that basically send you in the prehistoric time with dinosaurs and everything. And in those few levels, you could actually ride him.
Okay, so then who are the two dinosaur snake looking people in the middle with the swords?
Ah, those are the Komodo brothers.
Komodo brothers. So they're
Yep.
not. So they're dragons then.
Reptiles.
Okay.
Well, I mean, dragons are reptiles, but they're more like lizards.
And then that thing in the is that a tomato with eyes?
I think I know who you're talking about. Oh my god. I believe you're talking about the one who's like a little bit higher than the blonde character.
Yes.
He's known as Willy Wumpa Cheeks. He is a character who has like the actual Wumpa fruit as a head.
Well, thank God he's not a tomato.
No, like that. I mean, okay, tomatoes can also be orange-ish, but no, he's made of Wumpa fruit. By the way, I'm going to give you a dark fact. Crash Bandicoot loves Boompa fruits.
Does he eat him?
Can I give you a little kind of like a disturbing fact?
Yes.
You see, Willy Wonka Cheeks, spoiler alert, Willy Wonka Cheeks in the Crash Tag Team Racing is revealed to be the main villain of the story. And basically, at the end, when they catch him, when he tried to basically use a rocket to escape with like the black gem, basically, Dr. Neocortex blows him up, basically. And then later on, after everything is done, after after Dr. Neocortex and Willy Wonka Cheeks are defeated, you see, like, basically, Willy Wonka Cheeks has like a big metal nose that kind of looks like a pipe. And basically, you see Crash Bandicoot, while everything is done, you see Crash Bandicoot going, sucking the Woopa fruit out of the nose. Oh my god. So so that's kind of like how can I put this? The disturbing element of that character.
I'm a little less disturbed by that. I'm a little more disturbed by that than I am my Crocker Doofenshmirtz Draken trio.
Are you talking about the Komodo brothers?
No, I'm a little more disturbed by Sonic kind of eating his leftovers than I was by my trio I made.
I don't know how you can find that, but okay.
Yeah. Okay, so who's the purple baby bird on the koala's shoulder?
Just give me a second. Oh my God, what's his name? He's more like a background character. He appeared the first time in Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped. Right. His name is Penta Penguin.
Panta Penguin.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. He at first he's like he's more of a background character in a way, but also through the Bandicoot fans, also a popular character.
See, he kind of interests me. He looks like him and the koala are giving me off of Yago and Jafar vibes.
Okay.
Just because he looks like he's on his shoulder.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know Jafar started as a wrestler. I didn't know Jafar used steroids.
Now I kind of want to see the buff up Jafar. Like, just for like half a movie, I'd like to see him do that.
Oh well, I mean, like, he's a sorcerer, so he can easily make himself like all puffed up.
I'm looking to see if there are any other. Okay. Who? Okay, so above the fellow that Sonic eats, who's the green creepy guy that's probably going to give me nightmares? He looks like an army soldier.
Ah, you mean all the way to the top and has like a goatee with a leather U?
No, he's right. Well, actually, that guy, but also he's like he looks like he has like a combat helmet on. He has a red eye.
Ah, and has like a red eye patch.
Yes.
By the way, okay, he does.
He's gonna give me nightmares tonight.
Oh no! Don't worry. He's a good guy. He's not a bad guy. Allow me to present to you Ebenezer von Clutch. He's also one of the racers in Crash Tag Team Racing, and he has a very strong German accent. Yeah.
You know what? Looking at him, I can kind of see how. Yeah.
Try to pass me, and I'll get you kaput.
Okay, so who's the green guy at the top then?
That's Emperor Vilo the 27th.
The 27th?
Yeah, he's the main villain of Crash Nitro Kart game.
Okay, now I just have to ask one question. He's the 20. He's the 27th of his. But how did they make? How did they make it to 27? No offense to the guy's parents, but how did they make it to 27?
I have no bloody idea. Perhaps they love the Velo name.
Jeez.
I don't know. Must be a very big family.
Huh.
Yeah, I mean his real name is Emperor Velo the 27th. Yeah, he basically is the main villain of Crash Nitro Kart. He basically kidnapped Cortex and his team, and Crash and his team as well, to basically race for him, or should I say, to race for the fate of planet Earth.
So kind of like Battle World.
Yes, but like
concept.
well, it's a similar concept, yes, like Battle World, but more like it's basically racing.
Okay.
It's like a racing battle world, and basically, in the game you can choose if you want to like drive with Team Cortex, or if you wish to drive with Team Crash. Basically, you can choose between those two teams, whichever you prefer. Each and every one of them have different skills, like when it comes to speed, or of like who is more like from like speed, from like endurance, and so on and so forth. And basically, you have a story that you have to complete 100%, and basically you're racing for the fate of the Earth.
Okay, so changing the subject a little bit. So I looked online about Crash. So it sounds like there was, I forget when, but there was a very short-lived manga series, like
Yep,
adapted from. Did you read it? What did you think of that?
it was fun. It was fun. Unfortunately, I didn't found all the issues. I only read a few, unfortunately, because by the way, they're very difficult to find. Now, I mean, so yeah, I mean, the ones I've read, and thankfully they were translated. They were fun. They were fun. Like when I was reading those few chapters, actually, it kind of made me wish like Crash Bandicoot to be an anime. Like the overall style and design, it kind of reminds me of like those old 60s, 70s, 80s like animes which are more centered around comedy. Like for example, have you ever seen Doraemon? Like it's like a round-headed blue cat from the future that has like a backpack on his tummy that basically throws different like inventions.
No, I don't think so. Although the way you're describing that, I can kind of.
But basically, yeah. But I was trying to say that basically the design of the manga kind of reminds me of that, in a way.
Just looking at the picture on the screen, I can kind of see it being an anime.
It has possibilities, but it would definitely center around. It would definitely like I can definitely see it as an anime, but it will be 99%. It will be centered around comedy.
Yeah, I could kind of see that.
Yeah, because the thing is, Crash Bandicoot, like in the entire franchise, comedy always played a major role in like in all the games. So the only way you can do it is basically the only way you can either transform to a movie or TV show or an anime. The only way you can do it is basically in the Looney Tunes style.
Okay, so sort of building off of that. So from what I read earlier, it sounded like they were thinking about like doing Crash Bandicoot as a TV show at Amazon Studios a while ago, and then Netflix
Yes.
Animation had it, and both
Yeah.
seemed like they fell through. Why do you think that was? I mean, like, do you think it would work as a TV show?
Honestly, absolutely. Now, I do remember, like, it was like back in 2013, I think, or something, where basically Amazon was interested to do a Crash Bandicoot TV show, and back then I think it was supposedly supposed to be done almost kind of like a Tartakovsky type of style, like type of 2D animation. Are you familiar with Genndy Tartakovsky's work?
I don't think so.
I mean, he did Dexter's Laboratory. He did Cyber
Oh, yes,
Bionic
yes, yes,
Titan.
yes,
He also did Primal.
yes. Yeah, okay,
Okay,
yes.
okay, or even Hotel Transylvania.
Okay, yes, yeah.
Okay, so the when I saw kind of like the test footage, basically of of that of supposedly that Crash Bandicoot TV show, the animation was basically that style, in that style basically and everything. But it all basically went to hell because they had a problem like with the scripts. And now like like a month ago, or like a month and a half ago, Netflix announced it was actually announced that Netflix is developing a Crash Bandicoot TV series. But here's the problem. It was first announced as a Crash Bandicoot TV series by Netflix, and now there are some rumors going around. I checked with multiple sources, and that now they're planning to go from a TV series to actually an anime movie.
Okay, so I have a
So
question. So I have a question then.
so it's
So
basically now before we go to the question, now don't forget it. It's now the thing is the way how those sources were saying. None of them actually mentioned. Now, actually, none of them ever mentioned that, like, oh, they're giving up on the TV show. Now they're going to the movie. It sounded basically like they're planning to do a TV series and a movie. It's kind of going. It's basically like a beach ball. It's going back and forth the whole time. But whatever they do, I'll be 100% on board. So
so
please ask your question.
so one's a thought, one's a question. So my thought was what they should do. Of course, I mean it wouldn't be anything original if they did this, because I think like a lot of TV shows do this a lot. What they should do is they should do like a movie and then spin the TV show off from that. I feel like I mean, I feel like that's like the traditional route to go. But I feel like when you do that, you kind of like build interest. Um, but so my question is, would Crash Bandicoot work better as a movie, or like which would it work better as? Because I mean, you could do like a a TV show, but you could also do because it sounds like this stuff is more self-contained. So I mean, like if you did the TV show, you could. I mean, I guess they could do an overarching story like season to season. But if it's more self-contained, I wonder if a movie series would be better.
Well, here's the catch. Uh, you can do both. You can do a movie, and you can also do it as a TV show. Now, let me try to go on the movie side. Okay, Crash Bandicoot, throughout all the games that came out, from the original trilogy all the way to, well, Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time, and Crash Bandicoot Team Rumble. Like through all the games, Crash Bandicoot has gained so much lore in all the games, from like characters, different worlds, the world building in general, so many story elements, so big. So literally, Crash Bandicoot is filled with so many, like Crash Bandicoot is filled with so much material that they can literally pick up from every game bits and pieces, and you can create an actual anime movie with it. Now, for me personally, if I would have done if I would have done a Crash Bandicoot anime movie, I would have basically started from scratch. I would have started from like Crash Bandicoot's origin, which is basically the first Crash Bandicoot game. But overall, as a movie, it can be done. Now, TV show wise, here's the thing. Uh, some people actually would say, well, I prefer episode per episode, like each and every episode having its own story. But here's the thing: you can do it episode per episode in kind of like a Looney Tunes type of way, just like for example they did with Sonic Boom, for example, which would basically each and every episode would be like 10 to 11 minutes long. Or you can also do it with an overarching story. And because again, there's so much elements, so much material that could have easily used to create an overarching story. I mean, for example, just as an example, just like Crash Insanity alone, just that game alone, you can do like a mini series out of it, or even like split it in like two seasons, in which like every season has like, let's just say 10 episodes. You can do like an entire game out of it. You can do it from an entire game. You can do like 2 seasons. You can pull 2 seasons out of it. So yeah, you even though I think like again, now that the Crash Bandicoot is in the hands of Netflix, I think like there are bigger chances now that it will actually happen. Now, as a movie or a TV show, I don't know. We shall see. But no, for Crash Bandicoot and knowing the way how this world works, I think like what they will do. I think that the most likely scenario is that they will actually do it like episode per episode storytelling,
Okay,
in which
so
like But again, if you have the right people, if you know the source material, I guarantee you can do an entire season has one big overarching story.
okay, so if they do it as a movie, or I guess a TV show, you connect the movie to the TV show, the movie and the TV show.
Well, I mean, when it comes to animation, like there is a big history where basically when you do a movie and the movie is successful and they do a TV show, but most of the time they don't connect the
Okay.
movies and TV shows, and everything. But there are some like occasions, let's put it that way. There are some rare like diamonds in the rough, basically, in which like you have movies and TV shows being connected and everything. Now with Crash Bandicoot, doing a movie and then a TV series afterwards, Well, if you're gonna do Crash Bandicoot, I think like you have to make a decision. It's either gonna be a movie series or a TV show. I think like because think about it. For example, if you do a Crash Bandicoot like TV like a Crash Bandicoot movie that is like for theatrical release, and then like from that you go to a TV show, it doesn't actually go together in a way. I mean, that's just me, but anything is possible.
Okay, so if they did, I'm just gonna go down the movie route for a sec. So if they did a movie, my feeling is they'd have to get someone fairly popular to voice Crash. Who could you see them voicing Crash?
Who here or now you took the cat out of the bag, and I'll tell you why. I'm just gonna remove that for a second. Here's the reason why I said that. Throughout the entire game, throughout the entire game franchise, Crash Bandicoot never talked. He never ever talked. There were 2 exceptions, but people actually, in a way, they don't count him. But the only thing he ever did was basically making sound effects. Should I say making noises? Like for example, whoa, or things like that, or like even like from Crash Tag Team Racing, he will do things like yeah, things like that, or yahoo. But there were some rare moments where he actually talked. Like for example, in Crash of the Titans, in Crash of the Titans, like he actually said one word, and that's basically pancakes. That's one example. The second example was in Crash Bandicoot 4. It's About Time. When you basically complete the entire game 100%, there's kind of like a slideshow basically, in which like what happened with certain characters afterwards, and Crash Bandicoot is basically the narrator of this, like, cutscene. And basically, in the end, you see Crash Bandicoot in a studio, and you see, and as for me, well, let's just say I'm doing just fine. And it goes like this, which is kind of like a typical Looney Tunes trope, basically. When a character does like a very deep voice, in a way. And then, but outside the games, have you ever seen Skylanders Academy?
No.
Okay, Skylanders Academy. It's another Netflix TV series that was based from a game franchise. So there are a few episodes in Skylanders Academy where actually Crash Bandicoot did appear, and he actually talked, but with a very strong Australian accent. But now the reason why I'm saying this is because a lot of Crash Bandicoot fans are not big fans when Crash Bandicoot talks, because they're used to of him, like, just simply doing noises and being silent, basically body comedy. You know what I'm saying?
So I could see that working in a TV show. But I don't know how that would work in a movie.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, I saw my friends when we talk about Crash Bandicoot. We were talking about the Crash Bandicoot TV show announcement, and I told them that if they do a Crash Bandicoot TV series, and I even said that when I was talking about Crash Bandicoot being a movie, they're gonna have to.
Hang on, give me 1 sec.
Yeah, no problem. Don't worry, guys. He's searching for the cheapest Wumpa fruit shakes he can find. Say hi to Tana Bandicoot for me.
Okie dokie.
Okay, so back to your question. Who would voice Crash Bandicoot? Now, I did a fan cast a long time ago. But let me talk a little bit about the reason why I said the cat is out of the bag. Because Crash Bandicoot actually having a voice in like a movie or a TV show, like I said before, the fans, I would say it would be a mixture. I'm telling you, like, Crash Bandicoot having a voice, it's a very controversial thing in the Crash Bandicoot fandom. But when I was talking to my friends, I told them that if they do a TV show or a movie, they're gonna have to make the toughest decision of them all, and that is basically giving Crash Bandicoot a voice. Because look, a lot of people say, "Oh, well, they could work, with Crash Bandicoot not talking, just simply using the body language thing, but everyone else around him will talk and everything, But okay, that could work, I mean, the biggest example was, let's just say, the Minions. That's the biggest example. Even though they did talked, but they were talking gibberish. So they felt like that could be the same thing with Crash Bandicoot. But personally, I don't think it would work, especially if you're a non-Crash Bandicoot fan. I don't think that that would work. So they would have definitely break this, like, let's just say, most sacred rule and give him a voice. Now, when I did the fan cast, I actually chose two actors because the thing is, for Crash Bandicoot, the one thing I always said, he needs to be voiced by a comedian. Like, not a serious actor, not a thespian, not a Shakespearean actor, a comedian. And I was trying to search for very specific voices, and since we're talking about a movie, of course, you need to have A-list actors, to basically bring the interest and everything. So I had two choices. Now, brace yourself, okay? I had two choices. Ryan Reynolds or Zachary Levi.
Okay, Ryan Reynolds, that's who I was going to say.
I'm telling you, Zachary Levi or Ryan Reynolds, because I felt like of all the comedians, I think like those two actually could pull it off.
You know who I'd throw in there for the TV show?
Go ahead.
He wouldn't be big enough for a movie, which is a shame because I think he's a really good voice actor. Will Friedle.
Oh, yeah. I mean, for a TV show, I could see him. I could definitely see him.
I mean, it's a shame he wouldn't be good for a movie because there's one other voice actor who could be movie, although he might lean more TV show too. Jason Marsden.
Okay. Yeah, but like, here's the thing. Like, Crash Bandicoot for me, I always said he needs to have a very specific type of voice. Like, not deep, not like too high, but like something in the middle. But he needs to sound comedic. Funny.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds. Him I could hear.
Well, absolutely. But the only thing I would definitely tell him is don't try to improvise. Okay,
Yeah.
Don't try to improvise it. Don't give me your own like Deadpool type of jokes.
Yeah, he would be a good one. You said Zachary Levi. I could hear Zachary Levi.
Yeah. I mean, I know that he has been in some waters. Let's put it that way. He was in some deep waters recently. Well, I mean, recently, like a year ago or something. But I still think like he will also do a good Crash Bandicoot voice.
Well, he sold out doing that Alvin and the Chipmunks movie, as far as I'm concerned. He must have lost a bet being in that.
I don't know.
That was the weirdest. Like, I remember watching that and thinking, "What the heck is this guy doing in this movie?"
I mean, he was very young very young. He was younger in that movie, so you could kind of say maybe it was kind of like the beginning and everything. I mean, you have to understand this. Like when you were at the beginning of your career, you're gonna have to accept like whatever they're offering you.
I'm trying to think what about Zach Galifianakis? I don't know if he'd have the right voice.
Wait, who? One more time.
Zach Galifianakis.
Oh no, not him. Not him. Like again, all respect to him and everything, but no, I cannot see him as Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah, I think Ryan Reynolds. He's the one I could. He's the one, even me not knowing the character that well. He's the one I could kind of like see them casting, and he would probably be the biggest. He would probably be maybe Zachary Levi, but Ryan Reynolds would probably be the biggest draw.
And here's the crazy thing: if Ryan Reynolds could also be the type of actor who could actually even push this project to be made.
Yeah.
Because I've seen Ryan Reynolds pushing like a lot of different projects that a lot of people would never like think of like doing.
No, the funny thing is, a lot of his projects that he pushes actually turn out to be pretty big, like pretty successful.
Yeah, I know. In a few back like 1 or 2 years, he was trying to push that a project for, I think it was for Netflix, like a TV show or a movie which was based from a video game. What was it called? The Dragon's Lair, I think.
Oh yes, okay,
yeah. That had basically that the cutscenes had that type of like animation, like like an American Tale, Troll in Central Park, like that type of animation.
Yes.
Yeah, and I mean, I heard those news before, but like after that, nothing.
Well,
like it's been like I think like 2 or 3 years, I think, or maybe even more.
The only thing Ryan Reynolds has been involved in that I haven't liked was If.
Well, I mean, I watched If, and it was like okay, it was an okay movie.
See, for me, one thing I read, I forget if I read it before or after I saw it, but it kind of colored how I saw the movie after reading it. Is it really took a lot from Foster's?
I get it. Anyway,
but he could really get Crash Bandicoot. Like if he got like really interested in it, he could really get it off the ground.
Can I also tell you a little fact?
Hmm.
The voice of Doctor Neocortex, like from the first, well, not from the first game. In the first game, Doctor Neocortex was voiced, but like almost all the characters from Brendan O'Brien. But from like from Crash Bandicoot 2, Cortex Strikes Back, all the way to Crash Bandicoot Nitro Kart, Doctor Neocortex was actually voiced by Clancy Brown.
Really?
Yep, Lex Luthor and Mr. Krabs himself.
And Captain Black?
Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah, Clancy Brown voiced him, and then later on, Lex Lang took over.
Interesting. Clancy Brown, he could be somebody who could do film.
I mean, honestly, look, a lot. I know that I can see a lot of fans saying, "Oh, Lex Lang should be brought back to voice Cortex. Like he's great. Like because everyone, even me, was used to him. But the problem is, I grew up with the original games, and I grew up with Clancy Brown's voice as Dr. Neocortex. So if I would do a Crash Bandicoot anime movie, I would have tried to bring him back as Dr. Neocortex.
Yeah, honestly, I think he'd draw more people in.
Yeah, because like for me, look, Lex Lang, he's doing an amazing job as Dr. Neocortex, like 100%. But Clancy Brown, for me personally, he worked way more better is because like he was trying because Clancy Brown was always try to balance like Cortex's like evil side with his comedic side. He was always trying to bring like some sort of like a balance, at the time you're like afraid of him, at the time haha, he's funny and everything. He always tried to bring a balance. Lex Lang, he's more into the comedic side than the evil side. Yeah, like I said, Clancy Brown always brought the balance. Yes, he is a funny character, but at the same time, you can feel like he's actually evil and everything.
Okay, so who would you cast as Coco?
Look, I really, really tried to find someone, but for Coco, I would have chosen her actual voice actress, who, by the way, she's the voice of, for example, Jimmy Neutron.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she voices Coco, and honestly, I would say she's the only cast member that I would bring her back, because I really tried to find some actresses who can voice her, but I don't know. I think that she would be one of the few that will actually bring back.
See, until I realized that she was Sonic's sister, I actually would have cast
Crash's sister.
Or Crash's sister.
You said Sonic.
Until I realized she was Crash's sister, I would have cast Scarlett Johansson.
Here's the thing. I actually fan casted Scarlett Johansson as Tona Bandicoot.
Honestly, I could see that. Knowing that she's his love interest, I could see that now.
Yep. Yeah, I still have the fan cast on my phone. Yeah, go ahead.
She might be a little too big for it, though.
Well, Scarlett Johansson, she did animation in the past. For example, Sane for Illumination. You know the two movies, Sane.
Oh yes, yeah. Yes.
Yeah, she was the hedgehog. Oh well, not hedgehog, porcupine.
Oh, I know. Yes, I know which one you mean.
Yeah. So and before that character, she also did some voiceover in the past as well. So I don't think that will be a problem for her.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, you know that Ebenezer von Clutch, like that creepy guy with a big smile that you said you would have nightmares?
Yes.
This is gonna sound crazy, but I actually fan casted Christoph Waltz to voice him.
You know what? I can kind of hear that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I can kind of hear that.
Oh, and do you want to know who I casted as the big Koala Kong
Wait,
character
wait,
and the
hang on.
blue dog?
Wait, hold on. Hold that thought for 1 sec.
Someone's in trouble. Looks like Koala Kong and his gang has came after TK's ass. Ooh, they're gonna beat the shit out of him. Mm-hmm. The lab assistants who they gotta do some nasty experiments on him. Oh yeah. Oh man, Crash Bandicoot. Like I even still I'm like even still today I'm not like I'm so thankful to Andy Gavin and the crew to create him. I mean like even today even today I will play the games. Mostly the remaster and the Crash Bandicoot 4 is about time. Crash Nitro Fuel as well. Team Rumble. It's a real shame. It's a real shame I don't have the original PlayStation anymore or PlayStation 2. It's a real shame. Hmm. I would love to play Crash to Insanity and the original Crash Bandicoot games again. I mean, the Insane trilogy, I will agree. They're cool, there's a remasters and everything, but playing the originals, that's something you can never go away. Nostalgia. Oh, yeah. Mm hmm. Mm hmm. Yep. Awkward silence. I hope Dr. Neocortex and his gang will let him go. I mean, if he got caught by Tiny Tiger, he's gonna crush him into many different pieces, like he became nothing more than a fine powder. Mm-hmm. I can, I'm someone who can crush you in a fine powder. That's who I am. Oh, looks like you survived Cortex's gang. Looks
Are
like
you
Tiny.
are you sending a positive message to the kids out there?
No, I'm just doing. I'm just talking to myself.
Kids, stay in school. Whatever he's telling you, stay in school.
And don't talk to yourselves.
Yes, also don't talk to yourselves.
Well, screw that. You can talk to yourselves. You know
Yeah.
what they say? When you're talking to yourself, you're talking to the smartest person in the world. Oh, yeah.
Kids, stay in school, and you'll end up like us doing a live stream.
Oh, yeah. We're the best. We're the best examples. We're the number one.
He was number one, Mr. Krabs. He was number one.
Or even better, we are number one. We are number one. Hey, hey.
Better than being number two.
Oh, even number three. Anyway,
Oh,
I was going to tell you this. You know the Koala Kong character that I talked about,
yes.
and the blue dog Ripperoo.
Yes.
You know actually who I have fan casted for those two characters?
Who?
Okay, Koala Kong. Do you want to guess?
Vin Diesel.
No.
I can't think.
Okay, I don't think he would have done it. I don't think he'll be interested to do it, especially not being like one of the main characters. Uh, Koala Kong, I casted The Rock,
Okay, you know what? I could hear that.
and Ripperoo, Kevin Hart.
I could hear that too.
Oh my god. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I like Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
I've said for years, and I'm probably going to take a lot of people off when I say this, but I've said for years I wish Feige would cast him as the next Black Panther.
Oh my god.
There's a part of me that could like legitimately see that and legitimately see a way that could work. And I wish if I part of me would love to see him do that because I think it could. I think it could really work. I
Mm.
just
Okay, fair enough. Now, when it comes to Crunch Bandicoot, the older brother of Crash, I fan casted Jason Momoa.
okay. I can see that.
Yeah, are you familiar now with Entropy, my favorite character? I was trying to be very selective of which actors could voice him, and I actually found two. Like because through their voices and the type of like tone they have, they could nail Entropy perfectly. My first option, my first choice. Are you familiar with Rupert Everett?
Yes.
Okay, him
Okay.
and Giancarlo Esposito,
Okay. I could hear that.
because both of them have voices that really fits Entropy's character. Because his voice is basically like a very British mustache twirling villain.
I could hear that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wait. What was the? Let me try to think, because there's a lot of characters I fan casted.
The
Uh,
the time traveling scientist and the hypnotist.
no, the time traveling scientist. I told you it was. It was a. It's a fight between Rupert Everett and Giancarlo Esposito, like Entropy, the
Okay.
time traveling scientist. Now, Entrance. Oh my god, who did I choose for Entrance? The egg, the hypnotist. Oh my god, who was the? Oh my, I forgot who was the entrance.
See, just hearing his name for some reason and like seeing his picture just makes me think of just makes me think like Tim Curry could do that.
Yeah, but unfortunately, he's not able to do anything. Unfortunately,
I'm trying to think who else could voice him.
entrance. Who did I pick as entrance? Oh my god. Um, who was entrance? Who was entrance? Oh, I remember now. I remember now. Uh, who was? I remember now who was entrance. Patton Oswalt.
Okay. You know what? I could hear that.
Because the type of character entrance is, I think Patton Oswalt can nail the character.
Okay, I could hear that.
Yeah, I'm telling you, like there is all. I mean, I took all sorts of actors to voice these characters, like from small ones to big ones. Like it's crazy, absolutely crazy. But anyway, let's go on with the questions,
Okay.
because we went all over the place.
Hmm. I think I got through most of my questions.
You're kidding me! I told you to have more than 4 or 5.
Oh, I know what I was going to say. Oh, okay. I won. Actually, I have 2. I'm trying to think about how to do.
Okay, no, don't try to do all 2 of them together. Like do them like
I'm trying to
doing
think.
like.
I'm going to do them separately. I'm trying to think which one. I guess it would make more sense to do the game question first. So,
Okay.
if you were developing a Crash Bandicoot game,
Mm-hmm.
what would your story be for it?
Ooh, throughout the years, ever since like the very first time I was introduced to Crash Bandicoot, I had all sorts of ideas for a Crash Bandicoot game. All sorts of ideas. The one right now that has been like going around my head for like the past 2 years. It's basically a game that basically has like Crash Bandicoot and Cortex working together.
Hmm.
Because they have, they did the same thing in Crash 2 Insanity, the same thing, and also a little bit in Crash Bandicoot 4. It's about time. Uh, but like, so yeah, they would have worked together. And the main character, or should I say, the main villain, is like a pirate like character.
Oh, that's right. You like pirates, don't you?
I do. Arr. Yeah. So it's yeah, it's like he's a pirate character, and I would say like the way how I created, because I even have drawings of the character, like I think like I drew like I think like two or three designs. I'm not quite sure, but the character is basically again, he's a pirate and a scientist. That's what I was trying to say. He's a pirate and a scientist, but everything around him, from the ship, his headquarters, everything is very pirate themed. Like everything, not to mention his crew. And he's basically my character. I would say like of all the Crash Bandicoot villains, I would say my character. He's probably the most evil and darkest of all the villains in Crash Bandicoot Rogues Gallery, because like because in my story, I like in the cutscenes, basically that would have been used in the game. Basically, there are a few cutscenes where basically he does some dark stuff, basically. But the overall story basically is this, which is basically an idea I had from Crash to Insanity, to try to give you a picture. The evil twins, who are basically the main villains of Crash to Insanity, who are basically, by the way, two parrots who were basically transported in the 10th dimension, and they became these like very vastly intelligent supervillains. And they basically came from the 10th dimension to try to get their revenge on Dr. Neocortex. And and there's a line, I'll never forget it. There's a line after a certain ice laboratory level in Crash Insanity, where basically Aku Aku and Uka Uka are asking Cortex questions about the evil twins and everything. And he's like, basically, Cortex is like, I destroyed lives of so many people, I can't remember all of them.
Ooh.
Yeah. Very typical like villain answer for a question like that.
Yeah, that's cold, but that's cold, but it does sound very villain-esque.
Yeah, honestly, I was laughing every time when I heard that line. Like, I destroyed so many people's lives, I can't remember all of them. Like I can't keep count. I can't keep count of every single one of them.
That almost sounds like that reminds me very much of the. Don't ask me why, but it reminds me very much like how cold that is of the Christmas Carol, where I forget the beggars' names. I should remember them. But where the beggars say, well, but the orphans will die, Mr. Scrooge. And Mr. Scrooge says, well, let them die and decrease the surplus population.
Oh, you mean the scene where the two people came for like charity, and basically when Scrooge said that he supports the workhouses and everything, and basically he says, one of them says like, many cannot go there and many will rather die, and he's like, then better do it and decrease the size population.
Yeah.
Well,
that reminds me of that line. That reminds me of that line. Just how cold it is.
Yeah. I get it. Every
time I hear that line, I'm always like, damn.
Yeah. So yeah, in a way, I get it. So basically, here's the thing. In my story, that I actually had ideas. I even have like somewhere here. I have like a notebook with all the notes for this particular game. But basically, in my story would connect like certain Crash Bandicoot games from the past, basically, because again, using the quote of Cortex, I destroyed so many people's lives, but I can't keep count of all of them. In this occasion, this pirate and Cortex worked together in the past, and in my story, he was kind of like the beginning years of Cortex as a mad scientist. and basically, he worked for him. We should say they worked together as partners and everything. But of course, Cortex being Cortex, he basically screwed him up. And of course, the pirate character didn't took that lightly. And and after that, like he tried to hunt him down, but Cortex, of course, disappeared from the face of the earth for like a few years, or should I say decades. That's kind of like one of the jokes in the story. Like, well, I just disappeared for a few days, well, decades. And the guy was like, hunting, tried to find him, hunting him down and everything, but then like eventually he finds him, and it's basically payback time. But the thing is, this guy, Cortex, is actually afraid of him, even way more than the evil twins from Crash Insanity. Because basically, when it comes to evil, my character, he means business. I mean, he's basically. Let me try to give you this. Like, he's a pirate and a mad scientist, but character, personality-wise, he is similar to what, for example, Davy Jones is from the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Okay.
When it comes to the personality, the evil, the like persona and everything, like he is that type of character. Or should I say villain. And I kind of always mention like he is like almost kind of like the same size as like Cortex, maybe a little bit bigger, and he's like buffed up a little bit. He has like a cybernetic arm and a peg leg, and like he has like a very tentacle like beard. I mean, he has a beard, but it's like in shapes of like tentacles, basically. And he is a pirate, and he has like a D on his pirate hat.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't remember which name I gave him. I mean, don't worry, it's not Davy Jones. It's not Davy Jones, but it's something else. Again, it's another joke. Like, for example, all the scientists have like nitrous brio, embryo, engine, and cortex, entropy, like entrance. Like I've tried. I know there's a joke. I was kind of playing with that, but I can't remember his name. But either way, his entire crew are like pirates. And like I remember, like one of the pirates, like basically in a boss fight, he uses cannons. Then there's a female character that kind of like her weapons of choice are harpoons. Like very Crash Bandicoot like characters. But overall, I think the title was like Crash Bandicoot. I think that the title is something like Crash Bandicoot Ahoy, or It's Plundering Time, or like what was it like
Wait, did you say it's plundering time?
Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah, I don't, like I said, I have to find my notebook, but I know that there are a few titles like Crash, like it's I think it's like one of them is Crash Bandicoot Ahoy, definitely one of the titles. Then Crash Bandicoot It's Plundering Time, like, and then there's another one that it's kind of like it's a joke on like the most infamous pirate quote, which basically says, which is basically "Dead Bandicoots tell no tales." It's a bit of a dark subtitle, but like I was kind of playing with the "Dead men tell no tales" quote. Basically, I was kind of playing with that, and there was even one Crash Bandicoot. And I think one of the again, it wouldn't work, but like one of the joke titles I also had was like Crash Bandicoot and a ball of Wumpa juice, like in a ball of rum.
Okay, I could hear that.
And the other I also had, and the other title was also Crash Bandicoot R. That was another title I had.
Okay, that one I like better.
Yeah, it's basically Crash Bandicoot and then ARRRRRGH. Like ARG, basically. And basically, and I remember that I even draw like some of the levels for the game. It would basically be, and again, all the levels would have been very pirate, swashbuckling like themed, basically. Like like it's basically kind of like an open world type of game,
Okay.
but the levels will still be like from island to island. Then I remember like there are like in one of my ideas like there are 2 3 levels on like on a very big pirate ship as well. And then like the final fight would be like on like this pirate like character main HQ, which is kind of like his island.
Okay, I kind of like that.
Yeah, I think the island I called it like a Latin version of the word future, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, like futurus, something like that. I mean, usually here's the thing: how I work. When I do certain words, I usually create them. I don't like for example, I will create a word that kind of sounds like Latin, but it means nothing. You know, basically it's like future, but you take R and E out and you put like RES, like futurist.
Hmm.
It's kind of my thing. Like sometimes I will use words that actually exist, but sometimes I will invent my words. They kind of like are catchy, but they mean nothing. They're basically play on words. So yeah, but basically in my game, the playable characters are of course mainly are Crash and Cortex. But from time to time, you will also play as Coco Bandicoot as well, because she also comes because she also is part of the main story.
Okay, so that's the game. So
Hmm.
I'm going to ask a similar question,
Go ahead.
but I don't know if this is two questions or one.
No problem. You can
So
split them. You can split them up if you want.
I'll split them up. So if you were designing a Crash Bandicoot TV show,
Okay.
what would your overarching story be?
Oh, my dream was always to create a Crash to Insanity based miniseries, or or at least like split in 2 seasons. Because Crash to Insanity is a type of game that that I would call them the Frankenstein game, because the reason is when they decided to do Crash to Insanity, they cut off a lot of elements, because it was all because basically the problem was they were over budget, and also they had a schedule.
Okay, so
Because trust me, Crash to Insanity, they had a lot of concepts they never used in Crash to Insanity, because in the original concept, the game would have been like way bigger and longer, because like if you because the game the way it is now, if you for example, if you had PlayStation 2, if you would have played it, you would have been finished with the game. Like maybe if you played without stopping, you would have finished the game in one day.
hmm,
Yeah, maybe like if you, for example, if you start in the morning, you would have finished it maybe somewhere in the afternoon. No, I'm not kidding.
huh.
Yeah, so yeah, because like I said, a lot of characters, a lot of levels were cut off from the game, because I will send you pictures, no problem, of a lot of, because they had a lot of concepts, a lot of cutscenes that were taken out of the game. Because again, because the problem that this game had, even though I love it, and it's even today is one of my top 3 Crash Bandicoot games of all time, uh, but basically it was released short.
Really short.
No, I mean,
Oh, I had to think of. Okay, I know what you mean.
yeah, because when I was looking at the concept arts, because one of the things in the game is that you collect different colored gems, and each and every colored gem is basically a part, is like an extra element of the game. Like for example, the transparent gem is basically the cutscenes that you had all over the game. Like if you collect all the transparent gems, you have all the cutscenes. But there's another gem that basically collects concept arts of the game. And I'm telling you, man, there's a lot of things in those concepts that I was like, wait a minute, those things didn't appear in the game. What the hell is this? And then after doing a little bit of research, I realized what I told you before, that a lot of the things in it from like henchmen's, levels, cutscenes, certain characters appearing. Everything was cut off, because again, I think the problem was the over budget thing, and also they had a very short schedule. So basically, they did what they did, and they released it. But even with all those things cut off, it is still a very super fun time game to play. But going back to your question, if I would have done the Crash to Insanity miniseries, not only I would have used what I've seen in the game, but I would have also used the concepts they never used in the game. From like different worlds, henchmen's, everything that, or even like the cutscenes they had. For example, let me give you an example. Remember remember that picture of that red like evil Crash version?
Yes.
So evil Crash, he appears in the game, but in the game they also plan to show the evil Coco as well, and she's also red like evil Crash, but she's very like goth like type of character. Like for example, the original Coco, she's like very spirit, very like she's very energetic, high spirit, positive, happy, very genius and everything. And this version of Coco from the 10th dimension, the evil Coco, she would have basically been like the very goth, like serious, depressed, like cold type of character, like basically like the opposite of her. And when I saw her concept, I was like, oh man, I would have wished to see her even as a cutscene in the game, but we never did. So the thing is, if I would have used the miniseries, I would have used things that I've seen in the game, but I also would have used things that were cut off from the game, 100%. And trust me, put all this together, you can do like a 2 seasons series with, let's just say, each season have like a 10 to 12 episodes, no problem.
Okay, so that's the TV show. So then the next question is if you were making a movie, what would you do?
I would have definitely started with from the beginning. I would have definitely started with like showing Crash Bandicoot's origin. Basically, the first movie would have basically been the first game, then from the 1996 Crash Bandicoot game. Because because the thing is, I talk to my friends when it comes to Crash Bandicoot movies. I told them that if I would have done, if like, let's just say for example, DreamWorks or Illumination, they gave me the budget and they told me like, okay, you want to do a Crash Bandicoot movie? Go ahead. We everything is in your hands. I told, I always said I would have done the Crash Bandicoot trilogy that is based on the first 3 games.
Okay, so that made me think of a question.
Go ahead.
So, probably a dumb question, but what studio would you see this being the biggest success at?
Oh, let's see.
Disney and Pixar would never pick this up. I don't think there's any way they'd ever pick
No. Well, first and foremost, here's the thing. First and foremost, you're gonna have to ask PlayStation to permission, or should I say a license to basically to have which is okay. Let's put it this way: you have to ask PlayStation permission to basically do this as a movie as a movie basically, because and one of the reasons why is because PlayStation, well, they're very careful when it comes to their IPs. They're very careful because they had a few tries in the past and they were not very successful. Although one of them I will always defend with all my life, but still they were not very successful, and because of that, they were never that open to do basically a video game movie. Let's just put it that way. So you basically have to sell them like a really good reason why they will give you a permission to use it. But if they give me permission, Disney, Pixar, no, I don't think they would. First of all, was Pixar. First of all, was Disney. I don't think so because they would have basically persuaded me to keep the whole family dynamic thing.
Yeah.
Because there are some things in the Crash Bandicoot games that, well, I would say there are things that teenagers and young adults would understood. Basically, let's put it that way. But anyway, Crash Bandicoot Pixar, I don't think so. I don't think they'll be interested in that. The only studios I think they could do this, that would be actually interested, studio wise, I would say either Illumination or maybe, as I mentioned before, DreamWorks. Maybe them.
What about? Do you think Netflix like?
I think. Well, okay. Netflix, if you come with them with that, maybe they would be interested to do it. But again, it would be Netflix exclusive.
I don't see it like Amazon Studios. No disrespect to Amazon, they're very big, but I don't see it lasting long if it went to Amazon Studios.
Here's the thing. I think Amazon will be interested because just like they were interested in the beginning, in 2013, I think they would be interested. But the only problem is, I think they would have definitely do it as like a 2D anime movie. And personally, for me, I would have told them that I would prefer do this in 3D because it would have looked much more better. And also, it would have made sense more doing 3D.
I think between Amazon and Netflix, I think if one of them has to get it, I think Netflix over Amazon. But between DreamWorks and Illumination, I think it'd be better as a DreamWorks.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, DreamWorks or Illumination. I think both of them would be interested to do it. But if I have to choose, but again, if I have to choose DreamWorks, then first and foremost, I would tell them that I would not use the type of animation they're using now. Like for example, when they did movies like The Bad Guys or Puss in Boots, The Last Wish. Like I would tell them that I would not use that type of animation. I would have basically used the same type of animation. For example, they did, let's just say, the How to Train a Dragon trilogy.
Okay, yes, yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, because I mean, it's still possible, but that even though that type of animation is a little bit more costly than the other types they've used later on, but I would have insisted to use the type of animation.
That just looking at the characters, that type of animation would be better.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So yeah. When it comes to so I would say definitely DreamWorks or Illumination. I think both of them would be interested. Because again, here's the thing: Crash Bandicoot is a type of franchise. It's not like a franchise that has a lot of darker tone or moments or things for adults and everything. There are some jokes, for example, inside the Crash Bandicoot games that basically adults would get it. For example, let me give you an example. I have to go back again to Crash to Insanity. One of the levels in the game is basically sliding down the mountain where basically the ice lab was. And basically Crash Bandicoot, what he uses basically as a snowboard is Cortex himself. He's basically sliding down the mountain on Dr. Neil Cortex's back. He's basically using him as a snowboard. But again, that's not the point. The point is one of the parts of the level, they basically end up in a brothel.
Okay.
Like they go through a brothel, and the only thing you hear is the voices. Like basically, women going get away, and basically, Court is pardon me, madam, excuse me, madam, and then basically says, "Are they real?" And then he says, "Mother."
Yeah, that would not. I can kind of understand why that would not fly with Disney.
So I think the closest thing you can do is basically, for example, if I would do a remake of Crash to Insanity, I think what you could do is basically remove the lines like "Are they real?" or "Mother," and just simply go with "Excuse me, miss, pardon me, move away," things like that. I think those things like that with a little bit of women screaming, I think it could pass.
Well, that would definitely not be. Yeah, A, I don't think that would be Disney, but B, I'm kind of thinking this would be more of Brian Reynolds' alley the more I hear about it.
Yeah, yeah, it would definitely be his alley. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Or you can remove the brothel entirely. Again, I'm saying if I'm going to do a Crash to Insanity adaptation, you can remove the brothel because before the brothel, one part of the anime of the level is that you go through a chicken house. So instead of doing a brothel, you can basically bring the chicken house, and that's it.
Hmm.
Yeah, they go through a chicken house basically. And and the only thing you see is basically like get away, like get off me, like things like that. And then basically the only thing you see, they go out on the other side, and the only thing you see is the feathers and maybe some eggs on them. I mean, that could easily pass.
That would be an interesting. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, like again, Crash Bandicoot does have some material that I would say the parents would figure it out. But the majority part, I would say 98% of the material is it's basically Looney Tunes style humor and very family friendly.
So, would you do a movie or a TV show? Would you do it like you'd make it a comedy? So you would it would be much lighter then. Like you wouldn't do like like
Oh
overly
no, no, no. No, no. If I would do a Crash Bandicoot, I would have followed the same elements that the games had. I would never try to make it either or dark or rated R or anything like that. It would basically be animation with a centric element of humor, just like the games. Like it's basically the same style.
Hmm.
I wouldn't make I would never make it like a bit more serious or darker or like I don't know rated R, like for example the Legend of Vox Machina. I would never go in that direction.
Give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
Hmm. Well, one thing that Netflix actually would allow me is basically if I would do a Crash to Insanity remake, I think like Netflix would be fine with that scene where evil Crash eats the evil twins. Oh boy! I mean, they don't show it, but you hear the screams and the furniture of the evil Crash's house moving. But at least they got eaten off screen. But I think that Netflix will be fine with that because when it comes to animation, Netflix does have TV shows that have a lot more darker material. Hmm.
Okie dokie.
Are you relieved?
Yes.
Good. What was the other question you have, or that's basically it?
No, I think that's it.
Think, think, think. I'll just simply say it like that. Think, Trevor.
No, I think that's well. Actually, I guess going back in the TV show and the movie, and this is probably a dumb question, but
Mm-hmm.
what the heck? All TV shows and movies, I think, need to have like a what's the right, or I don't know what to call it, title song, promo song, whatever.
Oh
What
man.
what musician could you see doing a promo song for Crash?
Oh man. I would have what I would have done. I would have definitely used the archive soundtracks of the Crash Bandicoot games. I would definitely use that, and of course, with the ones I would choose, I would have modernized them a little bit. With like adding some like today, like I would basically bring them up to date, basically. But it will still be the same rhythm, same type of music, but a little bit modernized. So yeah, I would definitely use the archive soundtracks of Crash Bandicoot, definitely.
See, I'll be honest. If they did like a TV show or movie or whatever for Sonic, or I keep calling it Sonic, if they did a movie or TV show for Crash, um, I would follow the Sonic route. I think, and because I think Sonic did like great stuff live action, but one of the things I think they did the best was the three like end credit songs, title songs, whatever you want to call them, for their three movies were fairly well done. So if I would definitely, I like your idea. I think that your idea should be like the what I would go for like a majority of the soundtrack. But I think in terms of like a title song or end credit song or whatever, I would probably go for I would probably try to copy the Sonic's route and like do like a popular artist. And like it's weird too because like the three artists they chose for the three different movies so far kind of fit. Even
Mm-hmm.
Jelly Roll, who like I never would have thought in a million years would do a song for Sonic, actually kind of worked. Um, you know who I just got in my head who could voice Sonic's brother with the metal arm?
Who?
I don't know why, but Julia White. Well, not Sonic's brother. Who I got?
You really are obsessed with Sonic.
Yeah, who I got in my head who could voice Crash's brother with the metal arm? Julia White.
Oh no! Wait, you mean Jaleel White?
Yeah,
You mean Stevie?
yeah.
No, no. I'm sorry. Crunch Bandicoot. No, like no. His voice is too high.
I can't. I still can't believe he played Sonic.
Oh yeah. I mean, if you hear his voice, like he was perfect for the role.
Like I
And
can't hear him.
I'm happy for him. Okay, because I'm happy for him because at least he has another role that he's gonna be famous for. Besides Steve Urkel.
I just cannot hear him as Sonic.
Well, I mean, for the type of animation that Sonic had basically in those days, for that type of like cartoons when it comes to Sonic, I mean, it fits. And he actually fits his character. But now, I mean, I'm sorry, but when it comes to Crunch, no, like his voice is too high. I mean, for example, you know who voiced Crunch in the games?
Hmm.
Kevin Michael Richardson.
Okay, see, I could hear that.
You see, and he has a very perfect, like kind of like a deeper voice, and that type of voice that Kevin Michael Richardson possesses. That's the type of voice that Crunch needs to have, and that's why I picked also Jason Momoa because his voice and the style fits the character of Crunch.
Kevin Michael Richardson, I like him in most of the things I hear him in and see him in. The only thing I thought he was a little bit of a strange casting choice was when he played the Joker.
Yeah, I get
But,
you. I get
I
you.
mean, overall, that I liked that show. I just thought it was a weird, like he wasn't bad as a Joker. It just was weird. But I can kind of hear him as Crunch. I don't know Crunch
Mm,
so well, but I mean, I just looking at the character and everything. I mean, I can kind of hear that. You'd have to have more of like a deeper voice.
yeah, I get you. I get you.
Also,
Yeah.
Geno Surges, I could see him in that role too.
Who?
Is that his name? I need to look it up. I don't think I pronounced his last name right.
Could you repeat it again?
Hang on, I'm gonna make sure I get the name right. Geno. Sir Seegers. Geno Seegers.
Oh, I know this guy. Wait, you can see him as what?
Crunch.
No, sorry. I'm sorry. I mean, I know the guy. He has a good voice, but no, for Crunch, I'm sorry. His voice is not that deep.
Hmm. Yeah, Kevin Michael Richardson might be the best.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, like because I've said for Crunch, I've really tried many different voices for him. Like, basically what I did was I was kind of like releasing the clips on YouTube of different actors I had in mind, and basically on one side I had a picture of Crunch on the
Huh.
phone. Like on the phone, I had a picture of Crunch, and then on YouTube on my laptop, I was basically releasing the clips. So I was trying to compare the voices with Crunch, and uh, like so far, I would say the candidate again. I don't want to be a parrot, but the voice that basically kind of fitted the job was Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean there are a few others. There are a few I would say honorable mentions, but kind of like I don't know his style and everything kind of really fits the job.
Yeah, Jason Momoa is an interesting guy.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So, do you have any more questions?
No, I think that's everything.
Hmm.
I'm just looking at those games again.
Well, yeah, those are basically. Well, the only one that is missing here is the 2024 Crash Team Rumble. That's the only one that is missing here.
And see, I'm just thinking about something we were talking about earlier about if giving Crash a voice in the movie versus not. I mean, I'm trying to think. It could work. Him just having sound effects. I mean, there'd be ways to have that work. I don't know.
Yeah, and also, I mean, I mentioned like a few times, but like when it comes to like a lot of people will ask me like like what is your like what are like like top like favorite Crash Bandicoot games, and basically watching this list, I will always say this. I will always say this like Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time from 2020, then Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped, Crash to Insanity, and if I have to add like two more, like make it like a top five, I would say the first two games, Crash Bandicoot and Crash Bandicoot 2, Cortex Strikes Back. But my
Right.
top three will always be the original Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped, Crash Bandicoot 4 It's About Time, the 2020 PS4 game, and of course Crash to Insanity. Those three games will always be my top three
You know,
forever.
just looking at some of the covers of those games and the graphics, I can kind of see what we were talking about earlier. How you said that like parents like found Crash's love interest like too like I don't know the word. Um, but looking at those graphics, I really can't see that.
I mean, I will tell you this right now. Do you see the two games from 2007 and 2008?
Yes,
Okay, I will tell you right now. Those two are one of the three worst Crash Bandicoot games I have ever played.
really,
Uh, First and foremost, I hated the designs. I really hated the designs from both Crash of the Titans and Crash Mind Over Mutant. Although I will say Crash of the Titans had a very interesting story, and also the Titans like monsters were interesting for sure. But besides that, like the game was awful. But Crash Mind Over Mutant, that is like a very disgustingly awful game. From the cutscenes, from the designs, the boss fights, awful, just awful. And of course, the cherry on top. This game is not here on the list. The cherry on top, when it comes to like the worst of the worst, la crème de la crème, will always be the Nintendo DS Crash Boom Bang. Like that game was like it's number one of the worst. It's not here on the list, but it is definitely like the worst of the worst. And after that,
really.
immediately, yeah, and after that, immediately, Mind Over Mutants and Crash of the Titans. Those three games, I played them one time, I finished them, never again. Never again. Like 2008 and 2007 were basically for me personally all the way till 2017. This for me was like the darker was basically the dark ages of Crash Bandicoot.
You can kind of see though from 96 to 2021 at least. You can kind of see like how the graphics get better though.
I mean, look, Crash Bandicoot basically, when it comes to the style and everything, got better from the 2017 onwards. I'm talking like the future games, but basically the golden age of Crash Bandicoot was always from 1996 all the way to 2005. Then 2007 from 2010 were the dark ages of Crash Bandicoot because like the like awful games, awful designs, and also not to mention the phone games. Like
The ones, the
it was
ones.
stupid.
Wait, did you say phone games?
Yeah, you see the 2008, 2010, and 2021.
Yes.
Those games were made for phones, and the 2008, 2010, those were like their try for like doing a Crash Bandicoot like racing game. They were awful for like a phone for like a game for a phone. They were awful. And 2021, a lot of people were fans of Crash on the Run. I was not a big fan because first and foremost, and the reason why, because for me, Crash Bandicoot as a game is not a franchise that could be made like for the phones.
Yeah, see, I'm having trouble picturing that myself.
Like, I mean, look, some of the games could work, but Crash Bandicoot is not one of them. Like I said, of all the phone games, Crash on the Run, a lot of I've seen, like I said, a lot of people have seen who are fans of that game. Me personally, never. I tried it a little bit at the beginning, never finished it. If for me personally, it was stupid.
I see, I'm having trouble picturing that.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically look. The game itself is basically a running game. And I've played so many running games in my life, like so many that Crash on the Run for me was nothing special. The only thing that was like special is that it's a Crash Bandicoot game, but like that's nothing. I mean, it breaks my heart to say this, but that's literally nothing. It's just a simple, stupid running game. That's all.
I see, I can't. Huh.
Yeah, but besides, like I said, besides the phone games and then Crap of the Titans and Mind of a Mutant and Boom Bang, everything else, amazing games, amazing games. Even Crash Bandicoot Wrath of Cortex, which a lot of people don't like the way how the game was done, but even that for me was way better than what Crash of the Titans and Mind Over Mutant were. Way better because they tried something new. That's where basically kind of like the first stages where the graphics kind of got better and better. They tried to be original as the original trilogy, but like I say, comparing to the 2007 all the way to 2010, it's basically it's basically milk and honey.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's all the questions I have.
Yeah, I get it. So nothing more.
No, but I think that's everything.
Okay, fair enough.
I definitely want to check out Crash now, though.
I mean, sure. Do you have any video game platforms in your house?
No, I need to get some. Actually, I used to have a Wii, but I don't. I don't know where my stuff for my Wii is.
I'm a PlayStation guy. I'm not a I'm not a Nintendo or Xbox or I don't know, PSP, or like I'm not like a Nintendo or Xbox guy. I'm like I say, I'm a PlayStation guy. So anyone would tell me like how do you play Crash Bandicoot, I will always say PlayStation.
I had a I had a Wii. Actually, I still have the Wii somewhere. I just need to find the parts for it. And I also had GameCube.
Really?
Yeah. Guess
Oh
what my
my!
two guess what my two favorite games of those were?
One of them is definitely Mario.
Well, Mario, yes, but I had on both of them. On one of them, I had Dragon Ball Z Budokai, which my buddy Bob and I loved to play. That we would beat the crap out of each other.
Oh
Uh,
my God, Budokai! You mean Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkai?
I think so.
Budokai Tenkaichi.
I think so. It was the cover was red.
Oh yeah, I love those Budokai games.
And then
I played all the three games. Yeah, they were fantastic, fantastic.
and then the other one, I think it was a Budokai. I think it was Budokai. It might have been, I forget, but it was. I thought it was actually the better of the games. I had it for the Wii, and it was like it had more story. It had Boo's story. Um, but there's one level that I got stuck at, and whenever I find the pieces for my Wii, I need to go at this hard and beat this guy. I can't beat Broly.
Oh man, I remember when I played Budokai Tenkaichi 2. I will never forget that like the of all the characters I fought as Goku, like my the biggest challenge for me was always Broly.
Yeah, he keeps kicking my butt. And the worst part is there the a character who technically now that version of him is not canon, he's kicking my butt.
Oh, I know, but I will say this: when I unlocked Broly, I was the meanest machine in the entire game. When I will play with
Oh,
other people, I will always choose Broly, and I will kick their ass.
oh, he would be like the most unbeatable character to play as.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I will say this: I'm just like I did with Asterix. I'm really happy that I'm kind of give you like an interest to Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah, I'm
I
really
mean,
curious about it now.
yeah, unfortunately, like the first games, unfortunately, it's not possible to play unless you have a like a program or something that you can play PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 1 games on your computer. But honestly, look, the my suggestion for you to for you when it comes to playing, my suggestion is you start playing with the PS4 version Crash Bandicoot Instant Trilogy, which is basically a full remaster of the original trilogy. And then after that, my other suggestion is you go with Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time, which is basically a direct sequel to the original trilogy.
Hmm. Okay, yeah, I'll definitely check those out.
But I have to warn you, Crash Bandicoot Instant Trilogy, they're easy games. But Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time, there is no easy, medium, hard mode. No, 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 no. It's all in one. Trust me, you're gonna die over 100 times. Believe me. Trust me. Like me and my friend, when we played Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time. I mean, I died in this game like over 200 times. My friend, he died like almost like 600 times. I'm not shitting you. I even thought like, how is that possible? I mean, dying 600 times. Like how is that possible? And he's like, well, it's possible for me. Yeah, but yeah. So my suggestion, if you want to start, I would say the Ancient Trilogy and Crash Bandicoot 4. It's About Time. I
Okay,
mean,
cool. Yeah, I definitely want to check those out.
yeah. I mean, I think like you, for example, if you decide to do like if you decide to buy like PlayStation 5, I think like you have the Ancient Trilogy also for PS5. I'm not sure, but I think you do. Even still, even if Ancient Trilogy is not PS5, you can still play PS4 games on the PS5 as well.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so that would be my suggestion. So that would be my advice. Basically, you start with the Instant Trilogy, then you go with Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time, and then after that, if you wish, you can play Crash Team Rumble, which is basically kind of like a battle royale type of Crash Bandicoot game, or Crash Bandicoot Team Racing Nitro Fueled, which is basically a remake of the original Team Racing and Nitro Kart put together.
Okay, cool. I'm really curious.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, like Crash Bandicoot has a very special place in my heart. Crash Bandicoot, just like Batman, Scooby Doo, and all the other franchises, like or even One Piece or Asterix, like Crash Bandicoot was also part of my childhood. And I'm telling you, a lot of people geeked out when it comes to Super Mario when the Super Mario Bros. Movie came out.
Hmm.
But trust me, if Crash Bandicoot came out as a movie or a TV show, that will be my time to geek out.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, that will then it will be my time to have a nerdgasm. Oh yeah, because like I'm telling you, a lot of friends who just started playing as a Crash like Crash Bandicoot, they would actually come to me and ask me like some advice or like how to pass a level or boss fights or what will happen if they do this and that. Like they would come to me for advice. Hmm. Oh yeah, and also I will say this: Crash Bandicoot is a game that when I do 100%, I will always open a new save mode where basically I start the game all over again. Yeah, I mean I will do that every time. Like when I pass a game, I go all over again from the start. Hmm. Absolutely, because that's basically kind of shows you how much I love Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah, it definitely
Hmm.
sounds interesting. I definitely want to try to play one of the games.
Oh yeah, trust me, you're gonna have loads of fun playing it because it's a very traditional, all like Sonic, Super Mario, Spyro type video game. Like it's a very traditional, but done in such a cool and great way. And I will say this: if I would do a Crash Bandicoot movie trilogy, I would also definitely do a crossover movie with Crash Bandicoot and Spyro. Definitely.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I will basically do like my own version of the Game Boy game Crash Bandicoot Purple, where basically the story is you have Ripto, who is kind of like the one of the arch nemesis of Spyro,
Mhm.
basically teaming up with Doctor Neo Cortex, and now Crash and Spyro have to team up together to try to stop them.
Ooh, I like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I would definitely do if they give me a chance, I will definitely do a Spyro and Crash Bandicoot crossover for sure. And with that being said, looks like we can put this episode to a closure. All right then. And with that being said, we're done, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for following us. I hope you had a good time with us talking about Crash Bandicoot and all sorts of bunker stuff that of course, that we usually do. You can have a Shadow Council episode, with us basically just simply sticking to the topic 100%. You can have that. Of course, we're gonna go all sorts of different directions, no matter how crazy, no matter how batshit crazy they are. So yeah, here we are done. Rate the video, comment, like, subscribe. As always, give us all personal thoughts if you want about Crash Bandicoot. If you want to see previous Shadow Council episode, the link is going to be in the video description down below, alongside other Crash Bandicoot videos I've done as well. Yes, thank you,
Vote,
TK. Thank you for your support.
vote for your favorite host.
Please do me a favor. Just vote for him, okay? Just at least once. Just vote for him.
Actually, vote for,
You'll be very
vote,
happy.
vote for your favorite co-host.
What are you, deaf?
Don't think about the fact there's only one co-host.
Right. Right.
We miss you, FRC.
Oh yeah, really hope that one day you will return to us. Oh, we're gonna have so much fun.
We hope
But
you'll
to
come
make,
back. We hope you'll come back to us from the bath.
hmm just make sure, just make sure you're not gonna drop the fan this time, like you did last time. Or don't make sure that we do not find you with a light bulb in your mouth.
Oh, that would dark quick.
Oh yeah. I mean, of course, if you guys have seen, if you've seen those particular movies, then you guys know what I'm talking about. But anyway, here we are done. As always, Lord of Shadows signing off.
TK, the lucky bastard, out.
And as always, stay tuned for more. See you guys next time. Or as I like to say, later, fuckers.